If you think it's impossible for a brand new seller to make sales in 2024 on Etsy, then this video is for you. This bumper sticker listing is only 1 month old and has already sold 165 times. That's netted this new seller over $5,000 in revenue, including shipping, in just 1 month, and this store is only 5 months old. And they were able to sell all of these without actually printing or shipping anything themselves, using a process called print on demand. You could use a company like Printify to print and ship bumper stickers just like this for you, so that you only pay to create an item after a customer already orders it. And then Printify actually ships it to your customer for you, so all you have to worry about is making new designs and handling the customer service. And if you haven't signed up for Printify just yet, I will put a link down below for a completely free account so you can check out Printify as well. In this video, I'll walk you through how much profit you would have made if you listed this same bumper sticker in your store a month ago. I'll share why I think this one actually sold so well, and then we'll walk through the design and listing process so you can actually get some bumper stickers up for sale in your own store today if you'd like, and I'll share my final tip of how I think this seller could have even gotten a bigger conversion rate on their listings, and a big tip for you in listing products like this, so stay tuned. So let's hop over to Etsy and see how much profit you would have actually made over the last month selling 265 of these bumper stickers. This seller's selling them for $14.99, and then if we scroll down, we can see that they charge $3.99 for shipping. So they're selling them for a total of $18.99 per sticker. Coming over to Printify, this same bumper sticker, if you click provider info, they're selling the 7.5 by 375 size, and that costs you $3.10 with Printify Premium, and shipping is $5.09. So that would cost you $8.19 to print and ship this bumper sticker every single time someone buys it. Popping those numbers into my Etsy profit calculator, you would make $8.55 per bumper sticker after Etsy fees if you sold it at this exact same price in your store. If you would have sold those exact same 265 bumper stickers in the last month, then you would have been able to keep $2,265 in actual profit from just this one item. But just imagine if you had a few of these selling really well in your store. The reason why I think this bumper sticker is selling so well right this second is because here in the US, the election is coming up in November. And so there are so many items selling really well on Etsy right now in the political niche that this is the perfect time to hop on a trend like this. This particular bumper sticker was for one of the specific candidates, and so today I'll walk you through what it would look like designing a bumper sticker for one of the candidates and posting them in your store. Taking a look over at eRank to see how popular this is right now, you can see that in July there was over 54,000 searches on Etsy for the term Trump. And there was over 24,000 searches in July for the term Kamala. There are tons of t-shirts and other items that are selling really well for these categories right now, but I do think that these products like bumper stickers, yard signs, or even garden flags could be really great options to break into this niche with designs that maybe aren't on products like that yet. Now, you can sell political merchandise for either of the candidates. Since they are public figures for the government, they do fall within the public domain. That doesn't mean that you can infringe on any trademarked terms though. So as usual, make sure that you are checking your trademarks before making any designs, but you are allowed to use Kamala or Trump's name in your designs. So the first thing you always want to do when you're designing for an item is to do your research and see what's selling really well in that niche right now. So you might come to Etsy and choose one of the candidates, or both if you choose, and do some research on what's selling really well right now, what types of designs, what types of words, so you can get an idea of how you can maybe add something new to the market, do something a little bit different, but understand what's selling really well. So you could come to Etsy and type in one of their names, and then you can go filter it by what's actually a best seller right now. To do that, you go to all filters and select the star seller feature. Etsy took away the best seller filter a little while ago, but if you use the star seller filter and then you change the word star to the word best, then it'll pull up all of the items for this candidate that are a best seller right this second. So you can look through the search results and see if there's anything particular that really stands out to you that could make sense for your item. So go through and do some research, pay attention to what's selling to get some ideas for your own bumper sticker. So coming over here to Printify, if you click to design this product, you can select that 7.5 by 375 size that seller was selling. And here at the top and this info button, you can see that the design size for this bumper sticker is 2321 by 1196. And that's the size canvas we'll need to design on over in Canva, where I make all my designs. And if you haven't tried Canva yet, I do have a free 30-day trial for Canva if you use my link in the description. So then you'll come up here to create a design and you'll scroll over to custom size. Here we'll type in that number that was on Printify, which was the 2321 by 1196, and click enter. This is going to open up a canvas for us to design on. So I'll go ahead and throw together a design for one of these candidates. One thing that I saw that's trending is this kind of green neon color with it. This has to do with a music artist, but I don't think this is infringing, just doing that color with Kamala's name. So I'm gonna push the T button to add some text, and I'm gonna write out Kamala's name for this example, and I'm gonna find a different font. I think I might try this Roboto Mono and make it a little bit more bold. You can also make it all caps by coming over here to the uppercase letters. And that looks nice to me. And so my idea for this design is there's a lot of coconut tree memes and stuff selling really well for her. So I thought it would be fun if I actually replaced the L in her name with a coconut tree. So we'll see kind of how the design turns out. So I'm gonna make it a little bit more spaced out so I have some space to add that design element in there. Now don't copy this exact same design. I want you to do your own research, but I just want you to see kind of what this would look like. So then maybe I'll delete the L and just do a space there. And let's come over to elements and type in coconut tree. So I'm probably looking for like a silhouette would probably make sense. So coming over here, I'm gonna look for one that maybe makes sense for the L. So I think this one looks kind of interesting. I'll flip it kind of facing the, I don't know, it probably makes more sense facing this way for the L. And then I'll add that in there, and I think that's kind of fun. And then maybe all I'll do is add in 2024 or something down here at the bottom. Maybe I don't want my letters spaced out quite as much. Make these a little bit smaller. So this is gonna be kind of like a more simple design. Obviously you can do whatever you like for your designs, but I might actually just call it here for this design. So this is really exactly what the process would look like. You do your research, find ideas for what's trending, and make your own kind of fun design style. To save this and actually post it, you'd click share, come to download, and then you can save this as a PNG and click download. So actually listing this design on Printify is super simple. Once you've set up your Printify account and you go search for the bumper sticker, you can just go ahead and upload the design that you just made in Canva. Once you've uploaded it, go ahead and save that product. Next, Printify is going to give you the option of using mockups from their library. Now, totally up to you if you want to use these ones that they have, so go ahead and save your selection, but you can also come to the Uploaded by Me section now and upload some yourself that you create yourself in Canva. To create your own mockups, you can go on something like Etsy and search for bumper sticker mockups if you like, or you can create some yourself since it is kind of simple to make those in Canva. You'd come to create a design and then you'd choose your custom size. For thumbnail images, a lot of times I like to do 2700 by 2700 pixels. So you can come over here to the elements and even type in something like bumper sticker and it'll pull up some photos. You could look for a good photo of a car. So say maybe like this gray one right here and we can set it as the background. And then you'd re-upload that image that you made of the bumper sticker and you'd add that onto this image. So adding that on here, you can make it a little bit smaller and actually place it on the bumper of the car to make it look more realistic. So here you can lower the transparency just a little bit to make it look realistic, or you could even edit it and add like a tiny little shadow to make it a little bit more realistic. So adding a shadow, maybe you'd add just like a little backdrop shadow, like a little drop shadow like that. You can make it a little bit more blurred. a little bit less angled, but just make it look a little bit more real. So that way it almost looks like it's actually on the item in the image. So just make sure it doesn't look too bright and crazy. You know, we want it to look realistic to how it would actually be printed in person. Now something like this, I might make the background a little bit more zoomed in actually, because if we're using this for our thumbnail image, we want it to really show it in the thumbnail. So I'll make that a little bit bigger, and I think that would be a good example. Another way that you can make mock-ups in Canva is you can look at something like a background, and then you can add yours onto there. So it doesn't have to be shown on a bumper item, so you could just find a cool background to post it on, you know, something like this could work totally fine, and you can just add that on top of this. Now you don't have to lower the opacity necessarily here, just make it bigger. And that can be a good example of, say, what the actual bumper sticker looks like here on this item. So make a couple different photos. And again, you can save these. These would be JPEGs instead of PNGs because they're mock-ups. Download these and we can actually upload them right to Printify, or we can just upload them to Etsy after we've published our item. Once you've uploaded your own mock-ups here on Printify, you can click them to have them in the selected mock-ups area. And so then you can change around the order of which ones are in what order, and you can delete any of the ones from Printify that you don't want to use. I'd say 2 or 3 photos is really all you need for bumper stickers, but you could include other photo cards with information on how to order them, or talking about how good of reviews you've gotten in your store. But for now, we'll just kind of go with these and save this selection. Next, it'll bring us to the page where we actually come up with the title for our product and the description. So to come up with your SEO, I'll link an SEO video that I've made in the past on how to come up with your titles, but basically you'd go to Etsy and see the best-selling items in this niche already and come up with 140 characters of keywords that you think someone would type in that they would want this item. Same thing with the description. I'd do some research on what other bumper stickers have included in their description and make your own here with all the information you think your customer would want to know. If you already have a shipping profile, that's the price that you want to charge for shipping for this item, then perfect. If not, then you can have it assign a new shipping profile and we can finish this over in Etsy. So then coming to the actual pricing, you'll want to price it however it makes sense for you. If you want to price it the exact same way that that seller did, then you'd price it at $14.99, and then we'll add the $3.99 shipping once we get over to Etsy. Now, I usually like to click Hide in Store. That way I have time to go edit the rest of the listing before it actually becomes public. And then you'll go ahead and click Publish. Coming over to Etsy, you will see that this listing is now in your draft section. So go find the new product you created in your drafts and click it open. So here's where you'll finalize all of the other pieces of your project. So if you want to add a video or any other photos, you can do that right here at this time. If you needed to zoom in more on your thumbnail, you could, but I think this one's actually zoomed in pretty nice right now. But if you click this, you can zoom in a little bit more, but you just want to make sure your thumbnail image really sells your product well. So maybe I'd actually change the color of this background to make more sense with the green, for example, but that's kind of the idea. So coming down here to the bottom, you can select your category, which in this case would be a bumper sticker, and you'd select that. And then down here, you'd fill out any information that would make sense. So, you know, this one, the width is 7.5 inches by, I think it was 3.75 inches. That way people know how big it is. You can add your tags. You also want to add 13 keywords that people might be searching to come up in the search results. So that could be something like Kamala Harris, Kamala sticker, for example, and go on and find, you know, 13 keywords that are proven in other listings to make sense for yours. And then coming down to the shipping profile, you'd want to edit this, and I'd rename this to something like bumper sticker. That way I know this is my bumper sticker shipping profile. Now the custom range for processing time, I think 2 to 5 days for actually printing the item and getting it shipped out is a really good estimation. And then far as shipping service, I'd say 2 to 5 days probably makes a lot of sense as well. Now you can charge what they want you to charge, or you can change this like the other seller did and change this to $3.09 and then $1 additional for every item, for example. Now I only sell to the the US, so I'm going to delete the other countries. You are welcome to sell other places in the world if you want, but for a political item like this, I'd say it's probably unlikely someone outside of the US is going to purchase one. And then you'll click Save and Apply. So once you've got everything set up the way that you want with this listing, you'll go ahead and click Publish, and this will be for sale in your store. One great way to increase your conversion rates with more simple items like this that have just one variation is you can actually create multiple versions of a design and sell them all within one listing. I've tried this with some of my own listings in the past and gotten as high as a 14% conversion rate, because then someone is actually shopping your listing instead of on Etsy. So let me show you what I mean. I created 3 more designs for this niche, and so I'll go ahead and make the mock-ups for those. A really easy way to make more mock-ups of the same product is you already edited this one to lower the opacity and give it a drop shadow, and so all you have to do is upload the designs and drag it into the same spot, and you see it actually applies all of the same things to it. So then you'd go through and do that for all of the other designs and save those mock-ups as well. So then you could combine all of those mock-ups into one image like this, showing the different options that you have available in your listing. So then you'd add all of these designs onto Printify, but actually save them as a draft instead of publishing them. You can do that easily by duplicating the other project that you already made, clicking Edit Listing, Edit Design, and then here you can delete the design and quickly upload your next design and then save this one. So it is a pretty quick process. Just go ahead and click Save Product, and this is going to be your fastest way to get 4 things listed all at once. Again, we're just saving these as drafts because we're only going to make one Etsy listing with all 4 of these designs available within it. So to actually list 4 items for sale in the same listing, you'd want to make a photo like this, like I said, but I added design 1, 2, 3, and 4 to the photos, and I'm going to save that. That way they can see the options. Then we need to add the variations. So clicking the variations, we'll click Add Variation, and I just create your own and just say Design. So here I'd say that the SKUs vary for each one so that Printify knows which one they actually ordered. So now you see this empty SKU box here. So now all you need to do to make sure this is connected to Printify so they'll be automatically fulfilled every time is come over to Printify and grab those SKU numbers. So to get that, all you have to do is click the title of the product, and you can come down here to the pricing section and you'll see the SKU number right here. Now make sure that you line up which design is which number when you're copying these over to make sure it's correct. Once you've done that, you'll just go in and paste each of these. And once you've got them all in there and you've gone in and edited everything else in the listing to your liking, you'll go ahead and publish it. And now when a customer comes to your listing, they'll be shopping between the few different options that you have instead of going and shopping what else might be on there if the first one they clicked on isn't a perfect fit.